we get the next video. Actually, these videos have been super good. Actually, like no troll.
Autumn winds clutched Nippon in a chilled fist. Only one cherry blossom remained. In pursuit of Anubis, Ares crept silently through the forest.
Doesn't seem much like him.
Aoki Gihara welcomed no sound, no birds, no crickets, no rustling of branches.
I got it. There's no life there.
Only a powerful, silent stillness. This was the Suicide Wood, where the wall between hell and earth was most thin. From the depths, her whispered voice demanded freedom. Ares was unmoved. Izanami was bound here. In exchange for freedom, she offered Ares wealth. She offered him power to be his bride.
Hot. Hot.
But it was only the promise of vengeance that tempted him. Ares took up her leash. She would guide him to Anubis.
Sorry.
Until then, the demon would serve.
Yeah, dude. You know what she's offering. And Ares said,
well
hell
then,
yeah,
Ares
chains are my thing, he said.
I just like how Ares is walking with the axe still. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to keep this with me.
Yeah, and now he's going to just like probably take Izanami along in the ways. He's going to go around.
He's got
picking up people
Chalk's
from other
axe,
places. I'm excited about
he's
it.
doing the
How
dude
story
with the
continues.
Itsy
4.19
man, I don't
is
even
here.
know.
Welcome to the Patch Note Show. I'm back on it again.
Dang.
We'll get straight down to it. Pon, you ready for this week?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go straight into what you can see this week. Skins.
Thank you.
Start things off. Mummified Izanami. Obviously, we just saw the video, so
Nice.
this kind of goes
Izanami
into
has
it.
great
This
skins,
is really
man.
cool. I love this skin.
So-
I
so
like
good.
all the like kind of crossover skins. So this one having her like kind of Egyptian is really neat.
Now, obviously, it is a sort of Halloween patch, and that's why most of these skins are going to look this way. That's Izanami. Next up is War Chief
love
Raijin.
Izanami skins.
This
Oh,
one looking
yeah,
very aggressive
buddy.
and very dangerous.
Yep.
That's badass.
And a buff in the patch maybe too, so maybe they'll even be
maybe.
more dangerous.
Are they
to go
buffing
along with that
Raijin?
skin.
They better not
After that,
buff
we've also got
Raijin.
Yuri. I believe it's Yuri. Uri?
I think it's Yurei.
Yurei?
Damn.
Whatever.
That's gotta be
Tomorrow.
Susanoo,
That's why I
right?
say it. Yurei Susanoo,
Yeah.
which is a zombie.
That's another badass
clearly.
skin.
Yeah, very
They're
grim.
killing the skin game with
It's just a
high-res,
grim
dude.
patch, pretty
Their
much.
art team is
Skulls.
on.
Talking about
flipping
Grim,
point.
Grim Reaper Thanatos.
Oh my god!
It's
I mean, he
evil
already has
Mr.
enough skins,
Wet
but
Dream is what it
jeez!
feels like to me.
As someone who plays Thanatos,
That's so good!
Waiting for.
No, the one that I've been waiting for is this one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who it is.
Dang!
I'm just going to call its name. Trick or Treat. Let's bring up Trick or Treat. Look at that.
I wonder who that
Oh,
could be.
I have no clue. I'm pretty sure everyone will
My
be spamming
God.
chat with it now, but I see Candy Corn as well.
is that
love
Cupid?
it.
That's gotta be
Prism Pro is
Cupid,
the one
right?
thing that catches
Throws
me
out
there.
candy corn for
I know
heels.
the viewers at home are going to be screaming
It's
for
got
because
to
of
be.
skin where he's dressed up like a little fat child.
Oh my
It's going to happen.
goodness.
I might even cosplay that at Worlds.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh,
I could definitely do
yes!
it. That's for sure.
Why are these so
That's the Trick or
good?
Treat Cupid. And obviously we also have the Hachiman Mastery skins too, which we'll be bringing you today, and that looks
Who cares
very
about
fancy.
mastery skins at this point?
Yep.
Who
And
cares?
his horse got changed too.
Oh, it
Holy.
did? Oh, spoilers. Look at you.
it's pretty cool.
So you guys do
Man.
know, spoil everything before the show.
I mean, we didn't spoil everything.
What didn't you spoil?
Rest in peace, everybody's wallets, man.
I guess maybe we do spoil everything.
Precisely.
Man,
might.
See,
so good.
See, Pon doesn't even
I
know
know
what he spoils. You
we
spoil
have
everything.
secrets still.
Like what?
Like
I
amazingly
could tell them,
good.
then they would be secret.
Good point. He caught me and I was trying to catch him. On to balance for you boys and
On
girls at
it,
home.
yeah.
We're going to start
I love
things off
Hindu
with
patch
good
notes.
old bug fixes. There's only two this week. First one is going to be item bug fix, which is Witchblade. We've removed the lifesteal item category.
Well,
If you go to lifesteal, it's no longer there.
It's about time.
that's convenient.
Glad it took
Literally
an extra
unplayable.
Morrigan, next on the list, is a bug fix, and this is a changeling. Fix an issue where
Morrigan
using
is a
quick
bug.
/ instant cast with this ability, the Morrigan can switch to an unintended target.
Okay.
And as well, if the Morrigan uses New War's ultimate, the camera remains pulled out after the ultimate. Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, that one, people got a nice zoomed out look and could sneak over walls, and it's fixed.
Now, you also have homework from
That's
Aston last
funny.
week about the parrot, right?
Yes, I did. And
What's the parrot's name?
so I looked up what kind of traditional names for parrots should be, and there's actually only one.
Iago?
No, Polly is the one that everyone always
Polly
goes
the
with.
parrot.
So its name is Polynomicon, Polly for short. It's lame. I'm kind of lame. It's okay.
I would never call you lame. You can call yourself it, but I would never call you lame. You're a lovely individual.
Thank
On
you.
to item
So you're really nice
balance.
to me when I was sick.
No.
Hindu, please. I love
That's
Hindu.
not the way it is.
I love
missed
Bond
you,
too,
that's all.
actually. I love
I
both
watched
of
you
them.
last week with Eftar, or 2 weeks ago with Eftar, and I was like, that's my pom-pom.
Aw.
And any boys Hindu shoot for me too. Anyway, moving on. We're stalling too much. Item balance. It's time to move on to the real stuff.
Here
We'll
we
start things
go.
off with armored cloak, as you can see on the
Oh,
screen.
that was quick.
Decreased the physical protections from 30 to 25, and the magical
was
protections from
quick.
30 to 25. But that is all we're doing with armored cloak. So it's just gone down 5 protections each.
We should probably go over the height of the urchin stuff as well.
Which is
Yes.
next on the list. So let's
We
go to height of the
should.
urchin. Thank you. Increase the cost from 2350 to 2500. So it's had a gold increase
Okay.
and the protection.
I think that actually is 2450.
Oh, is it 2450?
It's 2450.
Okay, so it's got 50 gold.
Yes, 50 gold difference between what you just said and the actual change.
You write these notes. You realize that.
Well,
you write me these
Look,
notes.
the lower third's correct, and that's also for mine.
You write me these notes. And I get the
Nice.
notes, and I read the
It's
notes,
2450.
and then I'm
Hindu, you
incorrect.
can't read.
I was being
You
nice
can't
to you
read.
today.
I'll take the blame.
You
It's my
better
fault.
had do. I'm not
100
taking
gold
any more. I don't
increase,
care about you
minus
taking
5
more.
protections.
So, what's the reason? Gold's gone up, and protection's come down.
So,
Still, that's
kind of
fine.
always been this really, really
It's
cost-efficient item, and especially recently with kind of like the meta shifts.
That's
defense
not- that's
changes,
not gonna
offensive
murder
changes
it
that
at
people
all.
Build. Teams that were ahead could build this and basically be cost-efficient just based not
very
only for the
good,
tier 2
so.
item,
Sure.
but the tier 3 item. They didn't really need stacks for it to be efficient, and then stacks are just kind of the cherry on top. And with most of our stacking items, really like it's a bit inefficient before you stack it up, then it becomes efficient.
Gotcha.
We're just changing the values and changing the cost for Height of the Urchin and Armor.
That's
Cloak
fine.
So that they're not so efficient when you first buy them.
Totally
You need
fine.
The
Need the
stacks to really
stacks.
ramp up.
Still a good
It's still
item.
going to be a really strong item when you have it fully stacked. It's still one of the most cost efficient, if not the most cost efficient.
If stacked.
If stacked. It's just now not cost efficient when you first buy it.
Okay. That's Height of the Urchin. Next up is Crusher. Crusher's going to get a bit of a love this patch. It's going to go from
Ooh.
15% attack
That's
speed
nice
to
for Crusher.
20% attack speed. What's
Yeah,
the reason?
It's an interesting
That's nice.
kind of hybrid item that focuses on both getting like auto attacks off, but also helping your ability users.
5%
like,
attack
hunters,
speed
you
for
might want to
nothing?
Even a few auto attacks, like Neath, for example, she
That's
might
good.
spirit arrow into an auto attack.
Sure.
Or assassins that might
Makes
wanna
that
kill
item a little
action,
bit more viable.
could use this item, but just wasn't quite enough damage to really justify it. We're adding
I like
5%.
that. I already
attack
like
speed
that
to kind
item,
of
honestly.
justify purchasing this item over other kind of pure attack speed items or
Okay.
pure penetration cooldown items.
Okay. See how that works out for Crusher. Next up is Soul Reaver.
Yeah.
Getting a buff. And
Wow.
not in terms of damage, just in terms of cost. It's
200
coming
gold
down.
reduction.
It was 2950 on here. I'm just checking on
Do I
screen,
like
yes.
it because
And
of that?
going down to 2750. So 200 gold
I
reduction.
still don't
Yeah, if we look at kind of like
love
the
it.
change
I
list of
still
this
don't
item,
love it.
had a few adjustments a really long time ago when things were a lot less determined, and so now after everything is kind of settled down, where people kind of buy
Better,
items and
sure.
higher level
Love
unique
it.
items,
Sure.
it was just too expensive for
I
the amount
don't
of
love
damage
it.
you got. It made it very hard to build in damage builds or CDR builds, and so we're bringing the cost down so you can actually flex that into a mage build.
So it's a little bit more viable is what you're looking
Yep.
for here. Okay, so you don't really have to hit core, just more of a viable option for the mages.
Yep.
Alright, we'll see how that works out there. That's it for items. We'll move on now to
Wow, that's
gods.
Yeah.
Wow.
Top of the shop, we've got Ao Kwang. Now, before we talk about Ao Kwang, obviously you can see that on the screen. Let's talk about a little bit about him here because
Yes.
this is going to look straight away where everyone's like, why are we buffing Ao Kwang? What's
we're-
going on?
We're not just straight up buffing out Kwang. So he's a character, and we've talked about this before. Especially when we had like
Whoa, 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 whoa,
discussions a long time
whoa,
ago.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Like kind of
Whoa!
guys that rely on one item and
Wait a
one item
sec.
really determines their viability,
Sure.
causes some frustration, especially an item like Polynomicon, which is the item I'm talking about.
Right.
That really just adds this huge sudden burst factor that it's really hard to deal with. Once he gets that online, he suddenly
They
goes
better
from
have
hitting
something
bits
coming
really,
out
really
to the
hard.
secondary side.
And
They
so
better be hitting
if
him with
you
the
don't build
1-2.
that item, you're actually
You know what I'm
gonna be
saying?
struggling overall.
They
There
give
might
him
be
a
few
little
builds that kind of
jab
work, but
buff,
not
and then
really
a
good
boom!
Polynomicon build.
They're gonna wally
So we're
womp
removing the
him
interaction
with the
where
nerf.
Wildstorm procs Polynomicon and basic attack effects.
Right.
And we're bringing damage into his kit elsewhere so that he just has a more
justify
consistent
it.
overall flow. He doesn't need this one item. You could still blink into someone and auto attack them and get the poly proc.
So
but you're not
poly
gonna
doesn't
do
work
Wildstorm,
anymore.
Just like activating your tune Wildstorming.
Gotcha.
The other change we have is
Nice.
it will still proc Dragon's Call.
Okay.
So if you have Dragon's Call on you, Wildstorm someone, Dragon's Call will still go to them.
Right.
But basic attack items won't.
Okay, so Dragon Call on your screen, as you can see, we've increased the range dragon damage on there for you. And then on top of that, Wildstorm, which we'll switch to now, Wildstorm will see no longer triggers basic attacks from items,
Nice.
like Polynomicon as an example. And because of that, we've increased the damage scaling from 40 to 50%.
Yeah, and a lot of this was also just base damage, which is to help him a bit more in the early game, kind of get a line. Because if you rush to the item like in the mid game, he'd be a lot weaker if he doesn't have Polynomicon. So this
No
helps his
more
base item.
polyproc
He has really good
Quang,
scaling across
dude.
his whole kit. He's still able to
Nice.
execute. We feel like his late game is in a pretty good spot. So this is more kind of like a mid game balance where you normally would build that Polynomicon.
Okay, next up on the list is a Wheelix, moving swiftly
That's
along.
great.
Yeah.
And a Wheelix in the
Loving
middle
it.
of this patch, I believe. Oh, no,
No,
it's
no.
not love, it's nerfs.
It shifts.
It shifts. Okay, well, Feather Step, first
That's
of all.
a lot of
damage from
damage.
60 to 180 is now going to be 40
Woo!
to 180, so early game,
That's a
lower damage. on the Feather Step.
33%
And
level
then Moonlit
1.
Charge, we've increased the damage scaling from 60% to 70% to compensate for the Feather Step, I guess.
Yes, so the big thing is that Wheelix was doing a bit too much too early. We like characters that have these early game identities versus late game identities.
just got
but if your character
slapped.
is too focused early game, like you can level 2 or level 3 blink on someone, chunk them for a huge amount of their health and kill them without much of an answer, that kind of creates a frustrating experience and it really limits her ability to be buffed elsewhere in her kit. So we're bringing that damage down and then we're buffing the Moonlight Charge so that she has a bit more late game scaling.
Okay.
So her early game
I
will
think
still be
that just
strong
made her
because
so
you can
much
still root
worse.
people. Her level 5 gank will still be great. And her late game will get a little bit better than it currently is so that she can have like her role still feel good, even though her early game was like what people mostly picked her for.
Okay.
So this kind of just evens out whether she's good.
I mean,
or
that was
early
a
or late.
sig- I mean,
bringing
now you
that
probably
really
get her
basic
3 at
early.
level 1 instead of
I
her
think
2.
the big other point here that I want
In
to
fact, I
mention
guarantee you
is
do, actually.
if you're someone who plays
Guarantee
Wheelix, you
it.
might want to reconsider what you level first.
Right.
Because this actually, Moonlight Charge will do more damage and is safer
Oh,
than
really?
the nerfed version of Feather
Feather
Step.
Step.
So you might want to actually look at your build and look what you're kind of leveling up first when you play Wheelix.
There
You'll
you go.
play a bit differently once this patch ends.
So quite a
There
few
you
changes
go.
on Helix. We'll see how they work out. Cucullin is next on the list, or Cucullin, or
Good Colin.
whatever. I'm taking
Nerf
We'll go with
him.
it. Berserk, the passive, first of all, we've decreased the base shield health from 40 to 20
Love it.
and
Love
increased
it.
the shield health per
No.
level from 23 to 24. So overall, he's still going to have the shield at the 20. Still,
Yes.
He's still going to get the extra 20 by late game,
Yeah.
but he doesn't start with it.
Yeah, when he pops it at level 2, when transforming in lane, he's not going to be so super tanky already.
Alright,
He's going to be
that's
a bit
fine. That's
weaker
fine.
then, and then when he gets to late game, he's going to have the same exact shield.
That's okay.
After that as well, we're also going to be looking at Barbed Spear. We're going to reduce the rage
Yes.
gain for every non-god target hit from 6 to 5, so 1 reduction
Sure.
in rage, and increase the rage gain for every god target hit from 6 to 8.
That's
so
not really a nerf roll, I
prioritize killing
guess.
gods with it, or hitting gods with it to get more rage.
Yes, and this change actually goes on Salmon Leap as well as the ultimate.
So all of them get the same
his
effect.
rage-generating abilities have the same effect, and the goal there is when he's in lane or when he's trying to jungle, he was transforming
That actually
very
might
early,
be
very
an
quickly,
overall
and very
buff.
regularly.
Sure.
If he can
This
get
is to
it
bring
and
it
fight
back so he's not
easier.
transforming as often in those situations. But we didn't want to make it so he was just weaker in like late game where he's unable to transform during key team fights. So we made it so that when he's actually fighting another god or engaging against another god or maybe even diving the team, he's going to be getting a lot more rage so he can transform in team fights. So lowering his presence in the early laning phase a bit, bring him up a bit when it comes to team fight
Sure.
late game.
Okay, so that's Barbed Spear, obviously Salmon's Leap as well, we just mentioned, and Spear of Mortal Pain, all three of those
Huh.
combined together.
Not sure how I
exactly
feel
the same
about
thing.
that.
1 rage down from not hitting gods, and then 2 rage
That
up
seems
from
a
hitting
little
gods
bit
Yep.
better.
for each of those abilities.
And the cap is still the same. I think it's 18 is like the cap you can get, or I'm trying to remember the exact number, but the cap, if there was a cap on the abilities, it's the same.
Okay, Erlang Shen next on the list, and Erlang Shen's been seeing a lot of
Oh,
play
and
and a
now
lot of
the nerf?
focus just lately.
Yep.
We're going to be looking at 72 transformations here. We're going to be decreasing the Mink form base damage from
That is
90
too
to
much.
330. It will now be 70 to 310. So what's that, 20
Nice.
per rank by the looks of
Yes.
it? And then decrease Mink attack speed and haste buff from
Good change.
5 seconds to
Good
4
change.
seconds. What's the reason?
He was too
So
strong.
his early
He was way
lane
too
pressure
strong.
would be able to fight was just really high. Once he got Ming Form off, used on the wave,
That's
it was
good.
really, compared to other warriors, a pretty good wave clear. Into being able to stab really quickly with your dog and Death Toll and cleave with that. It just made him very hard to box. It made him very aggressive.
Good.
We're just toning that down so other warriors have a chance to brawl with him a bit more. It'll scale pretty close to the same value. His overall scaling isn't nerfed. This is just to make sure that when
It's a
he's
good
fighting
change.
in lane very early on, he's not going to be as
So far,
damaged as
most of
he
these
currently
changes are good changes.
Okay, let's see how Erlang works out next up.
So far, so
Hachiman.
good. There we go.
Hachiman's going to be, looks like quite a bit here. We're going to
Okay.
start off with base movement. It's going to go from 360 to 365. He was kind of slow.
Yeah, he was a bit slow.
Was there a reason for that? Just because we were worried about the range at the start, I guess?
Well, he's a character that has a lot of kind of interesting components, like the longer auto attack range automatically makes him kind of like the scary thing to deal with when it comes to late game. And so we made his movement speed lower so that people had a chance to dive him. Made it a bit too low, so we're bringing that up to help him position himself a bit better.
Okay.
And the other changes are all focused around like either positioning himself a bit better or giving him access to tools a bit earlier.
Okay, so Eagle Eye next up on the list. And that's going to go from ammo increase from 33344 to 33444, so a little bit
Okay.
earlier on that. As well as damage reduced from 10 to 25
Oh.
and 0 to 15 to 10 to 25 and 0 to 15.
Yeah, the thing there is it goes up by 5 except for the rank that you get the ammo increase.
Gotcha.
Since we shifted the level you get that one
Okay.
earlier, we shifted
It
the
stays the
damage
same.
change.
That makes a lot more sense
Okay.
too.
I see that.
Aijutsu as well, cooldown reduced from 8. I played him yesterday and I was like, God, that's a long long cooldown on Ijutsu. 18, 18, 16 is going to be
these are
16
a lot of
all
bucks.
now. There you go. So it's getting down.
This is nice.
16, so 2 seconds off.
These are great.
It's basically his max form already.
He's loving
It'll
this.
help him engage if he really wants to try and do that combo with his 2 and then dashing in with the stun, or if he needs to escape, he has a bit better that tool more often.
Jeez.
And mounted archery 2 is going to get looked at.
You can thank Ataraxy for this one.
We're going to adjust the damage of this. It's 225 to 445. It's now 225 to 445.
The big thing is the second rank went from 285 to 280, and because if we didn't do that, it wasn't 55 per rank, and it looked really weird. And that was pointed out to us over Twitter, so we've changed it, so now it's 55 per rank, so it makes sense.
At least Nate's doing something, because he doesn't in his pro games. He just sits there and lets his team carry him. So
Damn, son.
so yeah, it's just.
They ain't lost a game, Hindu. Shut up.
I'm just being
They
honest.
got a 100%
This is
win
doing
rate on
something
Obey.
useful, right? Apart from
Ouch.
collecting a paycheck.
We've made a
It's
lot.
an army. Next on
I
the
slept
list,
in the
people
same
mentioned
bed
it.
as
Well,
Nate. That's
Adrian
all I'm
mentioned it
saying.
on Twitter recently, so you all got a little link of this. This was going to get some love. Fadeaway. First up, reduced setup time for the leap from 0.65
Okay,
seconds
that's big.
to 0.35
That's really nice for
seconds.
her.
So that's a lot
It's
quicker.
A lot quicker, so when you cast it, you're going to actually start moving and start going stealth way much sooner.
And then second of all, Dark Portal. We've reduced the time to deploy this. It's going to be faster casting technically from 0.85 to 0.6 seconds. And we've also reduced the post fire from 0.85 seconds to 0.6 seconds.
Yeah, so not only can you cast it quicker, but and get the damage out quicker,
then attack
but you
quicker.
also can start auto attacking quicker.
That's
especially for like
really
100, making
nice.
sure that you can start after using your abilities, you can actually start using your auto attacks, which are your most powerful part of your kit. Quicker helps.
That's
Okay.
huge.
Yeah,
love.
lots of feel goods there to make sure that the character just kind of flows well.
And then finally, Raijin having a bit more look
Don't
towards
bust
him.
him,
What's the plan
please.
with Raijin here before we go through these?
So Raijin's kind of similar to Izanami, where we were looking at her, or looking at him after, especially people started playing him a lot more. He started seeing some SPL success,
Yeah.
and so his play rate has really risen since his rework. And there are a few things that players point out to us that just kind of felt clunky or didn't feel quite right. We went and looked at it, play tested it quite a bit, and decided to make some changes off that feedback. And so a lot of these changes are to improve his overall feel, improve kind of like how he can hit things. But because of that, because even though it's quality of life, it will increase his overall performance.
Yeah.
We are pairing a nerf with this because we have seen him be really successful recently.
Okay.
He's doing overall well in the stats, so making him feel better. But with that, we have to nerf him a bit.
We see that one on your screen right now. Because of Storm, projectiles now have a radius of 6 units at all times, increased from 4.5 at maximum range. They no longer scale in size, and we've decreased the base damage from 35 to 95 is now 30 to 90.
That'll definitely
So
make him
5
easier to
trimmed off the
play.
top of each of those.
Yep, which is 20 off at rank 1 or 20 off at every rank.
Okay,
Other than the overall
you hit
damage.
it so many
That
times.
will hurt us
Raijin
clear
as well,
though.
we've
a
increased
lot.
the projectile speed by 20%. What was
Oh,
that?
wow.
Was it like just 20% on top?
Well,
I know, I'm just sorry.
it's-
That'll make that
it was like
easier.
135 units per second, and it got changed to like 165, and that would
Okay.
look really weird. And
Man.
units per second isn't
So
really a
20%.
measurement that we ever use. So 20% makes more sense. It's about 20%.
Okay.
It's not quite, but it's close enough.
Next up is Thunder Crash on this as well. Players will
something.
now be able to move during the warm-up of Thunder
Wow,
Crash.
that's really
So when he
big.
starts casting it, he normally rooted himself
Yes.
before he did that, before he went in the air. He will now actually be able to move for a little bit. So if you want to do that last minute juke, if you want to try and just position yourself a bit better, you
Oh.
can.
Man.
It's really quick, and so it's more of a. It felt weird to cast that and then all of a sudden stutter and stop and then go somewhere. Whereas keeping it fluid so that you're always in control of your movement before you go somewhere, it just feels better.
Raijin's loving
Yeah,
life,
so
man.
It improves his overall performance a little bit.
He's
but
busted.
Because it was already so short, this is just a feels good, really.
Okay, and then Taiko Drums as well added an additional support to limit the times players can become stuck, unable to cast any
That was
shots of
it.
Taiko
That was
Drums.
the
Yeah, so if you
Smite's
ever ulted
problem.
and you've tried to spam really quickly and you
no.
get stuck trying to cast something and you can't quite cast it, we add additional support to reduce the chance that can happen.
Okay, cool.
That
So
was a
that's
huge
Raijin too.
difference.
That's all of them this week.
Man.
Was it? What do you think the biggest thing?
Big
that changed
Raijin
really was?
was. Man,
I think
massive.
the one that'll be the most interesting to watch is how players kind of deal with a Wheelix level 1 change.
Yeah.
Positioning more on the 3 versus the 2, or if they decide to still rank up the 2, how that affects clear and how that affects our early game, and then additional scaling, how that affects our late game overall team
that's
fight.
true.
Because we've seen 10% do really big things, especially Warriors when they got 10% change.
Sure,
Almost
that's
every
true.
single one of them became very, very good. And so her having a whole bunch of power, especially with her passive, that
Interesting.
scaling could make her very scary late game.
Well, that's enough of Pon. It's time for him to go into the back room now and try and make sure the skins are ready for you guys to see at home.
I'm
While
ready.
Pon goes and gets ready, I've got the community team standing by right now to have a little
Is it
chat.
Embassy
Savvy
stuff?
and Isaiah.
Aw,
How are you doing?
hey, how's it
Isaiah. I
going?
don't know if I said Isaiah. Not too bad. Savvy, This is your last Patch Note show, right?
It is my last Patch Note show.
God!
You're finally rid of me now.
I couldn't wait. I'm so excited.
It's bittersweet for sure, but I'm leaving the console position in great hands. Isaiah, the console king here, he's going to be taking my spot.
Okay.
Do you know what? I was going to say as well, Sammy, that I thought, you know, I was going to be nice to you this week and be like, good job on making sure that the patch went out correctly this week. But Isaiah,
still
that was all
works.
you, right?
Yeah, that's all me. Me and the console crew, we got console
Finally,
patch
someone
418
useful.
out.
Oh, wow.
Hope you guys
Damn,
enjoy it.
Henry,
I'm
rude.
so excited about that.
Rude,
Now, on top of
Henry.
that, Isaiah, as well, I
Damn.
know we've got some things coming up this weekend. What promos have we got going on?
Yeah, this weekend we're going to be running a party up weekend event. Sorry about that. So as long as you grab your friends and hop in a party, you'll be able to earn extra rewards: double worshippers, double favor, and double XP. As long as you're in a party.
Just keep talking. Your voice is so nice. I like it. I love how chill and smooth the voice is. Savvy, on top of that, what's going on with the Ulskin? Because I've not heard anything about it just yet.
He's coming along great, and he's going to be the final Odyssey reward this year, but keep a lookout on Twitter and other places because we're going to be doing some behind-the-scenes teasers
Some
of that
super
skin.
secret behind the scenes stuff for you guys.
We're going to be spoiling some stuff.
Yes, so you'll get a taste of what that's going to be like at the end of the Odyssey.
Okay, well, thanks very much, guys.
Okay, sure.
Pleasure as
Whatever.
always. Obviously, the Ulskin reminder's already been
Sure.
done. Has production got something for me? So production's telling me about the Ulskin. There you go. We can have a little
Ooh,
look
it
at some of
looks
that
so
stuff
good.
already.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
They were leaking stuff, and you guys didn't even know.
Oh man.
That looks
Ooh, the
good.
fire and ice.
I know.
Yeah, that's exciting. Thanks, guys.
That skin
Anyway,
will probably turn
as a
out to be
community team,
pretty-
get in touch
pretty
with them.
cool.
Well, at least one of the
You know.
community team for sure with Isaiah. We'll be back with those guys in the future, but now it's time to move on to everyone's favorite
Tina
part. We're
voice
bringing on the
pack.
wonderful people of High Res.
Yeah, I
Of
hope
course, it's
it's
the
good,
artist
dude.
himself, the maestro of art, Chuck. We also have AJ, the maestro of design.
Hey.
And then
hope
finally,
they do
last
well.
but not least, the killer of the caster, Supersonic Blur, High-Res Tina.
You mean Baby Vampire?
Baby Vampire, High-Res Supersonic Blur, High-Res Blur, he called himself at one point.
Rest in peace.
Murderer. How do you feel to kick someone off the show, huh?
It wasn't her
See,
fault, Hindu.
after all these times of dealing with this woman on this set, okay, that's the first time I made her speechless, and that makes me happy.
I know.
That's
Making
all my
Tina
aim was
speechless.
I do feel really bad.
Making
Good.
Tina speechless is
You
a feat,
should.
but making her feel bad
Damn,
is
dude.
kind of a
Henry
jerk
was
move.
just going
Thank
in
you.
on Tina
That's what
right
he was
now,
thinking.
dude.
That's okay.
With his action,
Just
like going
bashing
in.
her.
That makes me very, very happy. No, Ataraxia bashed himself, complaining
did he?
about 5 damage. Get
5
on with,
damage?
Get on with getting it.
I missed that one,
Chuck.
but okay.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah,
You
Henry
already
was
these
just
skins
on
this
fire
week, by the
right
way,
now.
Chuck.
Oh, they're nice.
This is
There's,
you. This feels
is-
like an
yeah,
all-you
this
patch.
is we're rolling into the Halloween zone, and we're rolling in hard.
Well, let's start off then with Izanami. Oh, sorry, not Izanami, first of all, but we should actually talk about your voice pack.
Oh.
You've got a
Tina
voice
voice
pack,
pack.
Tina.
Oh, announcer pack.
Announcer pack.
I mean,
yeah.
voice pack, announcer pack.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Is it not? I
Voice
thought we played
pack
Tina
is
in
like-
game, that's
We have
why I
more
was like, we
lines.
didn't.
Attack right tower.
If we had a
Tina
Tina
doesn't
skin,
say.
then she'd have a voice
Yeah,
pack.
That's
So
true.
we do
My
not have
bad.
that.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm ready,
Let's have a
dude.
listen to the announcer pack
Yeah,
of
let's
Tina
do it.
right now, and let's hear what
be
wonderful
quiet, I'll
sultry
be quiet.
lines she has for
Excited,
us.
clearly.
An enemy has been slain. You're a G. Penta killed, suckers! Killed all the d***s. Quadra kill, yes! Penta f***ing kill. Killed all the d***s. Was it worth it though? Was it? We're coming for that Penta butt. That piece of God is broken. Yeah, bitch has been slain.
Bleep,
So
bleep,
look, Tina
bleep.
is so red right now. Look how red she is.
Fired, Tina!
That poor bleep machine.
Tired!
Type of that
Yeah.
voice pack.
Red.
Swaggy has a
Good.
cleaner mouth than Tina.
Oh my goodness.
I have a clean mouth and Tina too. They wouldn't let me put any lines like that.
Oh,
No, we
yeah.
can't bleep anything.
Yeah.
Feels bad.
Well, we really wanted to capture the essence of what really was Tina, but we also have to maintain our ESRB rating, so there you go.
Okay, good job, Tina. It sounds
the result.
exciting. I'm very excited about
Oh,
listening to
goodness.
bleeps as I kill people or die. That made me feel
I
better
need
about
that
it.
gonna be really
bleeping
fun.
voice pack. You know what I'm saying?
Now, obviously, this is the Odyssey
Dang.
patch with Halloween focus,
That's
as
gonna
we
be good.
mentioned too.
It's
So,
gonna be great.
a couple of things for you guys at home
Focus.
to know what's going on here. Obviously, the announcer pack with Tina, we're going to see a jump stamp Jack-o'-lanterns jump stamp, which will be coming in too. Hopefully, Pompon will have that ready in game for us, as well as a loading skin for the Japanese thing, which we'll release later on, and the music theme, a spooky music theme.
Spooky music.
Yeah, Spoopy. Does it say spoopy? No, it says spooky.
It's
No,
not music,
I know.
it's just sound effects. Just horror sound effects. That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
And on top of that, we've also got to mention as well the Halloween Arena and Scary Potion. So the Halloween Arena's back. Is
original.
anything
Not the
different with that?
potion
or-
Oh yeah, no, you know, we re-art the whole arena. And it's kind of darker.
Cool.
And
I just
there's
wanted to make
some,
sure there was nothing that was missing, that's all.
And the
Yeah.
gravestone functionality and that sort of jazz.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know we don't have anything available for this show for that, unfortunately, but keep an eye on it. PTS
Yep,
should be
that'll be
available
in-game.
too, as always.
Okay.
And then I guess we can move on to the skins finally. You
Yeah,
ready?
let's do that.
Let's go on to the Izanami skin first of all. Mummified Izanami. So I
Yeah,
guess this
good.
one kind of is alongside what was going on with the Ares video that we saw as well. Is in tow, pretty much.
So yeah, so all of the places that we travel in the Odyssey,
All these skins
the
look so good.
skins coincide with that location, and then what's happening in the story coincides with that location. So Izanami is featured in the story and does get a skin. That's not necessarily
Yeah,
a one-to-one
that doesn't-
relationship.
that doesn't always
sure.
happen.
I know. I just like it fit really well. That was the reason.
Yes. But this is an idea we were throwing
okay.
around for Izanami for a while, and we really enjoy these kind
It's
of
okay.
Pantheon shift ones. That,
That suits
like
her so
Pom Pom
well.
mentioned.
And we in the skin planning meeting, we kind of took all of the Halloween, or a lot of the skins that seemed really Halloween fitting, and we moved them in to conglomerate
patch.
them into the Halloween patch.
To the
So-
spookiest patch.
The
Yeah,
spookiest
it's
patch.
pretty-
Listen, Tina's got a
pretty-
voice
Like
back
the
there.
card is better
It
than the
happens to be
skin.
the Japanese
I think it's also
part of the
not
Odyssey,
as
so they're
cool
getting
just
some
because
spookier
like
skins.
her Dolly skin is
So
way
there's the base attacks, and then we can see the
So
empowered
here
versions
we
as well.
see mummified Izanami.
Some
All of her abilities have a sand theme.
very nice.
That makes sense. It's like dust flying off her from her.
It's like that movie, The Mummy, only
Yeah.
it's not terrible.
Oh. Wow. Shots fired.
That's fine.
I don't know, the older ones are
Why
really
am I
good.
always in the way no matter where I am?
I like the ghost.
Classics, but
Classics.
The fadeaway, the faster fadeaway, I'm guessing.
it is noticeably faster.
Yeah,
I can
it
totally
is.
see it.
It
You're not
def-
gonna
wow,
maybe
way
see it
faster.
because it's fractions of a second, but once you play it, it is way faster.
And then obviously the Dark Portal, the cast time has been increased
Which
hopefully
is
for this
also
bit.
faster. Yeah.
Way faster.
That reminds me of the Mummy quite a bit, to be fair.
Also, the
really
ulti
like the
looked really
effects on
cool
that.
in this skin. Like, really cool.
It's like a sandstorm built in. It's kind of cool.
And
Don't be saying Sandstorm on stream.
Oh!
oh, we're done already. Oh, I like that.
Ah, there's the snort too. We did
Oh,
well.
there's the jack-o'-lantern jump stamp, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Thanks, Pom Pom.
I will be equipping that
I think I've been taking
post-haste.
that one too. I
That's
did
a
like the
that's a
star.
pretty cool
Using
jump
the
I've been
stamp.
using the star, too.
I like
Light
that
Star
one.
is nice.
Smiling Star's good. And then obviously this does come with a voice pack. So let's have a listen.
Oh, she sounds so cool.
Do that again when we all shut man.
I love new takes on Woohoo.
How maleficent
Okay.
of you. Admirable indeed. Sat met Woojer. Attack middle lane. You must have had your brain removed as well. You would fit nicely in my
That spin is freaking
sarcophagus.
creepy. Oh my goodness, look at
You
that spin.
can tell me your secrets. I'm an expert at keeping things under wraps. Do people keep calling me their mother? I am not your mummy.
Under wraps, not your mummy.
That is a terrifying laugh.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I prefer VW.
Right?
I
So
think
good.
I love
like her
UV
accent.
Voice
figures.
pack's pretty good.
We're
Yeah.
using through
Those are the
some like
The,
ancient
the
Egyptian
effects
kind
of the
lines in
skin
there,
are
too.
way
Yeah.
cooler than the
Flavorful.
skin itself.
Kind of combine shit
Worth?
together.
I got. There's no bleep. We need a bleep machine for like. We need a bleep machine for on air. Like,
Did
I
she
If
just
not,
dropped
just for
one.
that
She
ulti.
did.
That
I missed
ulti
it.
is
No,
so
get it
Just be
together.
good. Just be glad
This is
nobody
a
else heard
family
it.
show.
It was
It's a
only
family
you that heard it.
program.
Next up is the new Susanoo skin, Yuri.
I think it's
Oh,
Ure.
my goodness.
You're right.
Please let this be cool.
I don't
again,
want
'cause
to
that's a
mess
cool
up the
cool
other
card.
translation because
That's why I do it
Fish
on
has my
purpose.
back, but it is a thing.
Okay,
It's an
and
undead. It's an
He's
undead or
really-
demon
It's a
warrior of
Japanese
type.
He's a zom.
word that has to do with undead fighting
Right,
persons.
and I might not
Not
be
zombies.
exactly correct on
Undead
that,
fighting
but it is
person.
related to it.
it's like Yuri means zombie.
Yeah, there
basically,
you
in
go.
Japanese.
Stand up,
I'm not
Susanoo.
gonna
Let
say
me
that.
see
I
that
will.
beautiful
Maybe I
butt.
think it's closer to ghost, actually.
Okay. Well, he looks terrifying. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much. Like
yeah.
he does look.
This looks
pretty
good.
evil. Ooh, this
Now,
one.
yeah.
Sword.
Yeah.
Bloodied and notched up like he's been using it for quite a
Liking
while.
this one.
We got some
Look at his
some
spine.
chunk
Much
skulls
better.
there. TM.
The
And,
orc. It looks like an orc. Oh no, it's one of the cyclopses. That's cool.
TM.
And his face is pretty.
Yeah, he's
that's
pretty
scary.
scary overall.
So that's like all the jungle camps he's farmed already before even going.
Yeah, so handsome.
He eats
wears
at jungle
them.
camps.
So yes, Susano,
He may be dead, but he still goes to the dentist.
Relatively handsome man. We thought it would be fun to mix it up and give him a scary skin.
This is a good one. Hope the abilities are cool, because this skin
Yeah,
looks
he's got a
good.
kind of a sweet, ghostly feeling.
Cool.
Actually, his
That's really cool. Like the spirit
souls
sword
around
is
him.
sick.
Ooh, that's cool. No one escapes my blade. I'm trying to listen to what he says too.
I'm loving the spirit theme here.
the vortex.
Don't pull him, he goes forever. Oh, they fixed it.
He kind of sounds like an undead Mr. T.
I know.
I pity that. Are we allowed to say that? Is that a copyright?
the fool.
Are we allowed to say that? Is that copyrighted?
Pity the fool that chases a Susano.
Ajax, you did it. He made it funny.
I pity the fool that finishes a team fight with the last 20% of his health remaining.
No, you killed it. You killed it. Ajax did a funny.
Also, I like the
You
dodge.
killed it.
Yeah, I like
You just
the
murdered
damage
it.
over
The
time
ghouls.
on that one is really cool.
Rough. That was
Awesome looking
rough.
skin. Now it does come with a voice pack too, so let's have a little listen in.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. You were almost as deadly as me.
That's a good voice back.
Great, just wonderful. I went through hell and back, but you just got a one-way ticket. No one can defeat me. I fought through the underworld. You're nothing. When I was on my way back, I got lost. I walked into a dead end.
He's
Now that
sassy.
I'm undead, is my mother a monster?
Oh, God, that's a
Wait. You two can't sit there going, oh, you guys
I know.
approve these
I
voice
was just
packs.
about to apologize for not filtering that one out. Because I just went through her next round of voice packs today, marking all the ones for touch-ups, and they're better than that joke. That was a rough joke, but we gotta have a couple good
Sometimes,
corny
yeah.
ones. Like our player base and fans expect some good corny jokes.
Okay, so
Skin's good.
that's the Susano
On the
skin. Next
whole,
up is War
solid skin.
Chief Raijin. Should have a nice little look at that too.
Oh my
I like the
goodness.
look of this one.
Is there any way this skin could not
Very
be good?
aggressively
There's no
creepily
way.
themed.
We had a lot of fun with the Huyi orc skin.
You'd have to try to not make this
and
skin
we thought
cool.
that'd be a good look for Raijin. You know, Raijin is a little, he's a little hard to skin because, right, he's a big, burly,
He has lots of accessories too.
yes, he's a big, burly beast man. So coming up with cool things that have drums and big
Oh
burly beast man
yeah.
is
Oh
challenge.
yeah.
But this turned out really awesome.
He looks really cool. In
For
his
some
I love
reason,
the
he
bongo
feels
drums. I mean, they're not
real
bongo drums,
thick
but
in
yeah,
this
they're
skin.
drums.
They're
Yeah.
orc
Mad
drums.
thick.
Battle
I don't
drums.
know.
Right.
I mean, it's
Right.
awesome, but
Battle
by
drums.
golly,
Love
is
the
he
symbol
thick,
we got
dude.
here and the kind of the
He's the
spikes
thickest
around
god in
the outside
Smite.
Make the drums really cool looking, even at a distance. And
I like the tusks.
yeah,
The tux.
his teeps.
The big teeth.
He has teeps.
And I guess they changed it for Raijin too, so people could be able to see the little small changes in. Projects out on
That's
the
so
See, that's
badass!
now a straight line targeter instead of a cone kind of
It gets
shape.
bigger on the
Wow.
thing than the last one, yeah. And Raiju?
The Raiju is quicker traveling time.
Oh my goodness, that one is cool.
inside you.
I believe that's exactly what.
Also,
Tina-
that range in
Tina
that
wrote.
one is
Is that what he says? I'll stop
Dude,
foxes
look,
like
and
he's
you
doing
can keep
that one.
running
See
while
what's going on.
casting
Yeah,
it,
you can see
man.
me.
You can walk forward.
Oh my god.
Cast it.
Raijin's gonna be
This
so
skin doesn't say
freaking good
No, it doesn't. I
now.
like that one. Did you not hear me say it before? I was like,
It's a fun line.
Yep.
It is. And kudos to Fish on that one.
What I call the drums of
Oh
war.
my
I always say
God!
that, but it's taiko drums.
Alright, I'm playing Raijin every game from now on, dude. This, the colors
Oh,
on
to
this
show the
skin are
difference, that's
freaking
really smart.
excellent.
Yeah,
The ear, the taunt, and the damage.
we've always got to leave the colors in on that one, just so you can tell what you're doing.
Well, and also what people are getting hit by, yeah, that also helps too.
Yeah.
You can,
Also,
you can have that for a future voice pack.
Which one?
I'm gonna
Your boy is ready.
you.
Okay, yeah.
Let's get some
know.
Raijin
That's
God
how
requests.
to
Or
the
a can
voice
no,
pack.
like an eating one.
Man, that skin is cool.
Hate that word, chef.
Shut up.
Okay.
Great drums of Nokar! Great drums of Nokar! You're not terrible. You're not terrible. Great.
Good one.
No one can match my rhythm. A good drummer makes you feel the beats in your body. You'll be feeling more than that.
Wow, when the fox inside you.
Your skull would work as a snare. Why is an orc like a drum? If you hit one on top, it sounds hollow. What do you call an orc who can't fight? Cannon fodder.
Okay, Tina.
Classic.
The
orc.
jokes are getting rough.
Just so you know,
They're
Roger
getting
does
rough
have a
in
dance
here.
emo this week, but I guarantee you, Pom forgot to equip it, didn't you, Pom?
Oh, rip.
You forgot it, didn't you, Pom? Yeah, it better not happen
It
again.
won't happen
All
again.
about.
I just wanted to make sure he knew, that's all. He just needs to stay in check, you know? So there is a dance emo for Raijin. You'll probably see it, someone will probably leak it on Twitter, or you'll see it on the PTS yourselves. Don't worry about that one, but that's it for
That's
Raijin.
gonna
We've
be
still
hot,
got
that's good.
the one skin that was the most interesting to me in this one. Whose idea was this one?
Which one is it? We don't know which one you're talking about. There's two that are pretty cool.
I mean,
but
this is
very
only one
different
left on
theme.
the... Oh, no, the Grim Thanatos is next, I guess, right?
Which one is your
No, we have-
favorite?
Oh, it's not that one, it's the other one, the
We
Trick
have
or Treat
two.
one. We've got
You
two left,
like,
I'm sorry.
you like Trick or Treat?
I think
I
it
was
amazing.
drum rolling Thanatos
Oh, you were?
because...
Let's go Thanatos then.
They're both awesome, but they're for very different
Yes.
types of audiences.
So there were
They
some
are.
thematic and cultural restrictions at the time we were Thanatosing. Now we are doing Thanatos,
Our
traditional Thanatos, Grim Reaper.
God, that card art.
One of Chuck's favorite themes.
Who's their card
It's
art
so
people?
badass.
Because their card art people
This is,
make skins.
And the voice pack is so dope.
Like,
Everything
looks
is
so
dope.
good, you
I
know?
cannot
Facts.
wait.
They
to
need a
learn people
raise.
with the skin.
Give them a raise.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cut the
look at
salaries
that
from the
close-up.
service
The
people.
skin is amazing.
Oh my god, that's cool.
I love how it's
How
all
could a guy
black
with so many
too.
cool
But even
skins
though
get
it's
a
all black, you
cooler
can still
skin?
see the color
Rest
difference.
in peace, tier
Yeah, there's
5
a lot of
skin, dude. Look
metallic.
at
You get
this.
the materials there, so you can really get that shininess.
Oh my god.
And them raven
It's so
wings.
cool.
Turned out really cool. The scythe is very nice too. I'll just.
It's so quiet right now.
I'm just
Look at the
looking
fact that you
around.
can actually see through his
all around.
feathers.
It has
That
a
was actually kinda
chest.
cool.
Yeah,
I
I've seen the
like this
ribcage.
version.
I like that. It's just like he
Man.
is a skeleton with wings. And
He's a skeleton
Oh
man.
my goodness.
Oh,
This
can we
is
do,
so
can we
hot.
do a He-Man version of
I
something?
think it's got a little horny.
He-Man versus Skeletor. It's Thanatos versus Hercules. That'd be great.
Nope.
So
No,
good.
come on. We're not normally worried about those sort of things.
I'm trying not to get in trouble. All right.
Okay.
So he's got a Grim Reaper
Loving
themed
it.
execute.
Did I hear
Picture.
a death bell then? I'm sure I just heard a church bell and they threw the one out.
Oh.
That was nice. Was that the buff?
Yeah.
Is that just two? Oh, it is.
It
okay.
is.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I like the white effects, actually.
That's creepy, that bell effect.
So good.
And then, of course, the element, right?
Oh, yes.
That bell effect is flippin' freaky. When you get...
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Goodness.
to the graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
Get that. Get him. Yeah.
Oh, the little soul that flies up. Oh my god, that's so good.
That looks crazy.
That's the creepiest thing. You get in the
Extremely excited
threshold
about
ring
this.
and you just start hearing
So
church
amazing.
bells,
You
man.
two
No,
can go into
no,
game
no,
with
no,
this
no,
game
no.
starting on around
Oh,
Tuesday when
gosh.
the patch is out.
That
so,
is
and you can also
flippin'
have this voice pack
creepy.
too.
I am pleased. I am pleased. You are exemplary. Excellent. No one can hope to match my greatness. You haven't the faintest hope of escaping me.
Yeah, he's a creepy
I am the
dude.
collector of souls, harvester of hearts, dreadlord of darkness.
Alright, Daenerys Targaryen, slow down.
That's a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
right.
darkness
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Enemy Reaper, come on, take my hand. My first stand-up routine went well. The audience died laughing.
Tina really likes that one.
Approved by design.
Yeah, that's amazing. I may never use another Thanatos skin.
The funny thing is, Thanatos has some fantastic skins already.
Yes,
This is just another
the
one. to
final
add to
boss
it.
one is quite popular,
loving it.
actually. We were
That's
just
crazy.
looking at that the other day. But this one is really cool.
Okay.
And
I'm
So
loving it.
we had Chuck's skin, and now this is the one that I was caring about more, because I actually think we need to. I'm pretty sure you've messed up with the card art in this one, because those skins at the bottom also need to come out.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like, that has to happen.
That's
when we
not
get
the
to-
first time we've heard something like that.
That card art for this one, Trick or Treat Cupid, Cousin Bow looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's Aphrodite on the
Oh,
right,
yeah,
and
those
then
are all
Chandler in
good.
the middle,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yes.
That's a
we
great
did a bunch
card.
of obviously very serious, scary Halloween skins, and we wanted to do a little
That
bit
Cousin
more.
Bow skin would be hilarious.
got a
So this
catapult.
is the child
Trick or treater
dressed
Cupid.
trick-or-treating
Man,
as a
that would be
ghost.
good.
He's a little more
Look
classic
at
Halloween
his
skin, you know.
eyes.
He's got his little halo. He's a good
I
ghost.
love it. I love the halo that's pinned
course, Cupid
through
has
his
wings,
head.
so-
Ow, it actually looks like it hurts. When he did that
I have a
little
feeling
jump
that's what
around, it
Candy
went
Corn
right
is.
through his
I'm
skull.
preempting the
That was actually a little bit
Candy
creepier
Corn
than
because
cute when
Everybody's
I did
favorite
that.
candy, right?
Or does he fire candy corn?
He
Ew.
actually are those candy?
That
Yeah,
looks like
it
candy
looks
corn
like
that he's
candy corn.
firing, yeah.
They look a little of it.
He's slowing it down, I think. Yeah.
Here we go. Dun,
Oh
dun,
my
dun.
god, he does. He shoots candy corn.
Good job, Pom.
Nice fun.
Nice.
That slow-mo worked
and we
very
used
well.
the slingshot.
Slingshot?
Yeah.
Catapult.
This was good.
Oh, wow.
Which
one
we
of his-
had from one of the other skins and we hadn't reused yet, so we definitely wanted to use it.
Oh yeah,
It
use it
fits
on the use it on the little the fake
Look at the
English little
pumpkins.
boy.
Street urchin.
Yeah,
Ooh,
the
that's a
fake
scary
English little boy.
pumpkin. Ooh, spooky.
There's your candy corns.
More candy corns. I've never actually tried candy corn.
You should. They're delicious.
You should
And
not.
Everyone says they're rubbish.
Are they
Fun
really?
fact,
Yeah.
all candy corn was
this
made
is
in
terrible, so I'm
1972. They've been recycling it ever since.
It's just a tradition, though. So.
Oh, cute!
Oh,
Oh my
so
god,
good.
those ghosts.
The sound. is
Oh my
amazing.
god, that's so good!
now Pon's writing a song by looping them.
This is the ability where
That's
he
so good.
crashes the client.
Oh, that's an
Oh.
awesome targeter.
Man. Yo, that's so high!
Yeah.
Man, sound design A++,
Yeah.
ladies
Audio,
and gentlemen.
audio went all
Like
out.
really, sometimes we just don't even need us on this show. You know, you
That's
could just
so
play
good.
this and just everyone will be entertained in itself. Like that's crazy. That's so good.
Man.
And it's got a voice back
That's
too, I
such a good
guess.
skin. That dash is all that matters,
Let's have a
actually.
listen.
Nice.
Yes! That's so good!
How cool! I am rather scary.
I'm a Cupid maid.
You should
Holy.
be afraid. Am I scaring you? Do you like parties? Cause we are gonna have a whale of a time. We ghosts are the worst liars. You can see right through us. What
That's a
are
good joke.
scary bees called? Boobies.
Oh no.
Tina. Boobies, really?
That wasn't
Scary
Tina.
bees. That
Yeah,
was.
I guess
That
so.
was. No, it had. No, yeah, no.
I
It
love
sounds more
it.
like an Ajax or Fish joke.
Just spam through it.
I love it.
I just want to hear that music.
I want you to charge up your passive and just like run around with the little thing twirling around you.
Oh, what's the
Is
thing?
it a
I didn't see
candy
that bit.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, the
Energy
music
swirl.
changes?
Did it?
Yeah, you listen to the music when it gets into full.
it did.
This is the most dramatically Halloween Smite experience,
Hear
just
that?
using this skin.
I think so. Yeah, it's got an extra high note.
You can hear it.
It's a.
That goes away when its passive's consumed. That's really cool.
That's so cool.
See?
No, that's the Khan's cross-contaminating the.
I know,
audio.
he's doing it on
we can't-
purpose.
we
as
can't
well.
It's fantastic.
Man, that's so good.
Great skins, great skins. That's
That is a
not the
quality
only skins we've
flipping
got. We've got
skin.
one
All
more
the
to
skins
show
are
you.
pretty
It's the
much great. If
Hachiman
not, we wanted
Masteries,
to
which we
be
mentioned as well.
comparatively.
So we'll have a nice little look at these. Hachiman, obviously AJ, this guy, he was due a Mastery skin.
Yep, new
First
god,
step.
new masteries. Here we go.
And he just in time for some changes to him too.
Yeah, well, he needed some changes, and this mastery skin is really cool because he's got the his armor plays itself.
At the
really
end of
well
the
to
day, now you're looking
gold
at
and
mastery
blue
skins,
aesthetic,
you're like,
and of course the legendary diamond ones as well. So
I don't care.
I'm excited to
But
see
here we
kinda
are.
which features
Yeah.
of his armor
But here we
our
are.
team chose to turn which colors and.
It could be the coolest
The blue
master
and gold.
skin of
So let's
all
look at
time.
this in
And
game.
it
We
ain't
get to see
that
all three
Cupid.
of them as per usual. But we'll start
Yeah,
with
it
the
looks
blue.
fine. I'm sure the legendary one's gonna be amazing. The legendary ones are always amazing.
Mostly blue with some gold accents. The horns.
The golds are usually fine, and the
That's
diamonds
right,
always
too,
suck.
That's great.
Yes. Oh, I like his mask. His
I like all the things.
His chest face.
Now, obviously, his abilities stay the same, boys and girls. So this is the base one.
Basic attacks though.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Just see the
golden.
colours. That's a good point. You have to be golden to go with it as well. I wonder what the one does as well. Does that change at all when you use the one? Pom-pom, check for me. Pom-pom, you wait, you're next to me now. What happened?
If we hit numpad 7, you get all the abilities.
Numpad 7. There we go. Oh my god, look at this. Go in game right now.
Secret hotkeys.
We didn't tell you to. Oh, those are the golden horse.
Yeah.
Good call.
If Pon is there,
Whoever's doing
then
it,
who's there?
You
Oh,
Before
spooky!
you came up here. but
Get
it's
it? 'Cause
cool.
it's Halloween edition.
Okay.
The same
my
hotkeys that
job's
you use
a-
in game.
My job's a bit hard, and people like to give me not so much nice words about it.
That's true.
I've never done that once.
He
would
does
never
do
do
a
such a
surprising
thing.
amount of preparation to make these shows run smoothly.
He does.
So yeah, the
Nice stuff
stemmed
around the
effects are the same. We usually recolor just basic attacks on mastery skins, but the horse does have golden armor as well, which is really cool.
Yeah,
Good
I think
concept.
that changes on every skin too. So
Well,
if we switch class to like legendary diamond, we can see all the other ones.
Well, let's have a look at the legendary now,
Switch it.
if we can. Alright, so we're just getting that sorted out for you. Obviously,
Or not.
interesting skins though.
Yeah.
We're going to go through some Q&A in a moment. That's why we're here too, but we're going to get you through these skins. Obviously, we had to pull Pom
That's
Pom
why I
back
see the
from his
legendary one.
desk there to go through this transition too.
Gotta have him for the Q&A.
I mean, you have to, right? Because you're the only one that can answer the question.
He was community. He was the community. Then he was a community manager. Now he's a designer.
Yeah.
The triple threat of game design.
You just
Triple
lifted his design
threat.
now, which means he's going to get all the blame for everything ever.
They've known that
I
for
mean,
like
The
yeah.
legendary skin looks
No, no,
awesome.
no,
You know
people
why?
don't realize
Because
that.
black and
Until
yellow
Until 7
work
patch
so
no show,
well
they don't
together.
realize that. There's the
That's
legendary
why.
version for you boys and girls at home.
Always,
cool.
always an awesome color
Can we
scheme.
have a look at the pony? It's always a pony to me. It doesn't matter what it is. Num 7. Remember, kids, use Num 7
That's a cool
in-game.
pony.
Yeah, that's active on everyone's account. If you just hit num 7,
Yeah.
you will get everything.
Well, if you get Pom Pom in ranked, that's what he's doing all the time too. Just so you're
I
aware.
fear the day that the dev commands work for the community. That will be a dark day.
There was one time
Be a great
where people could do /suicide, and it would actually like kill their pawn. So people farmed pentas. This was like pre-season 0.
That's amazing.
Okay.
That happened once.
Glad we fixed that.
Yeah.
It happens.
It'll be
once.
back in the bug fixes tomorrow
Nice.
the weekend, so we put it back in as well. So that's a legendary one, and we should be able to take a look at the diamond one shortly as well, just for you kids at home. Oh, look at this. There we
Got
go.
it. He's got it.
We got it.
Diamond. Good job.
Diamond does
Oh my
nothing
god,
for
how did
me.
you do that?
He's using Pom
Did
Pom's
you
super
use that?
secret
Yeah,
hotkeys.
that's a different
What
numpad.
hotkey is that one?
I'm not gonna tell because people would abuse that.
You realize everyone's going to be
No,
spamming
it's
in
a
game now.
custom,
There's
that's a
7, 8, 6,
custom
5, 4, 3,
hotkey
2,
that,
Yeah,
that
I
Pawn crafts.
Yeah, I have custom hotkeys.
The diamond looks great. Let's see how the pony looks to go alongside
so
it.
shiny.
He presents his wonderful bow. Pony, go.
An ugly pony.
No, he's not
It's a
gold.
bad color scheme.
Diamond pony.
Diamond teal pony.
I hate to break it to you, but the diamond color scheme is ugly.
That's
It's cool that he has armor that we can like color that way.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Well, sweet.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, whoever you
Hachimon
were,
Pilot. You are-
random person
you
in
are
the
great.
back. We're just going
I
to
mean,
call
the
it
legendary
production for
skin's
now, I
cool.
guess.
Yeah,
It's the first time
production.
production's done something right. Good job. I'm in that mood today.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm just... I'm in that
Alright, ain't nobody need a Q&A section. On the whole, patch was pretty decent. I'm not sure about the Ryzen buffs. They did technically nerf his clear, but they made it easier to hit his 1. So we'll see how that affects his lane clear in the early game. But outside of that, it was just a straight buff on his 3 and his 2. So that's going to be gnarly. Kukulnin getting a slight early game debuff, but possibly a late game buff with the bonus rage off of hitting people, which is going to be interesting. But the main thing is the shield got nerfed in the early game, so at least that won't be that ridiculous. All the skins were amazing, except for Itsunami was like, card art, oh my god, in-game. On the whole, though, pretty decent patch. Nothing that's going to blow Smite out of the water. Like, the Crusher change, yeah, 5%. Like, yeah, that's cool. Crusher is better, but, like, Crusher every game? Probably not. But thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for the support. Let me know how you like the patch if you're watching this on YouTube down in the comments. And as always, have a twitching day, y'all.